Let's see. Are we live, everybody? Looks like my camera was messing up a little bit there. Let's see. And if we go back. If we are live, how's everybody doing? Let me check it here on my phone. And let's check. Cool. Looks like we are live. And everybody hear me good? Oh, turn off my phone, which is it's playing it. Cool. Okay. All right, everybody. How's it going? Got a new setup here. It looks like my camera's glitching out on me a little bit. I'm not really sure what the deal is with that, but I think we'll just have to deal with it. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to restart the stream. So we've got a lot of projects I want to talk about today. I know it's been a while since I put out some videos because I've been working on that DeFi course. So that's been taking up a lot of my time, and also kind of figuring out how to use all this whole stream setup. Raise up my chair. Okay. So since we have so much to cover, I'm going to go ahead and get started on that. And then maybe while we're watching this trailer for this really cool project that I want to show you guys, I'm going to see if I can fix my camera. So let's switch over to that and go. All right, that's pretty rad. The sound was messing up with me. I don't know if it was the sound messing up with you guys as well? You can let me know in the chat. Is the chat updating for me? Let's see. Got a lot of people shilling Tree DeFi in the chat. This is not really the best place to be shilling that, guys. If you want me to look at a project or talk about a project, come talk about it in our Discord, and we can get the community to vote on if it's something we want to cover or not. So, yeah. A little bit loud, sounds a little bit loud. Is it my mic that's too loud, or is the sound a little bit too loud? All right, guys, I'm gonna have to start banning people who, or not banning, but maybe silencing people who keep talking about Tree DeFi. It's getting too much. Okay. Next thing I want to talk about, so the reason I want to talk about Blockchain Monster Hunt, because it's pretty rad, is because it's gonna be launching on Chain Boost. So let's open up Chain Boost. And I was talking with Ben, the CMO of Chain Guardians, who also is, CMO of Chain Boost. And he's going to offer an allocation to somebody here for Blockchain Monster Hunt. So I was talking to my Discord community, trying to find out the best way we want to offer that allocation. And actually, I don't think that we really got a definitive answer to that. What I was thinking about doing is having it be connected to my previous video that I sent out, which was on security. So I do want to talk a little bit about security. Actually, hang on a second. My camera is still glitching. I'm going to turn it back on. Oh, actually, that's kind of a risk. It might really stop working if I do that. But we'll just go with it for now. Yeah, so Blockchain Monster Hunt. This is a super cool project. I like it. Kind of reminds me of Pokemon. I really like the whole idea of going through and catching monsters and, battling them out and all that stuff. So this one I'm really excited about. I want to talk about it more, and I'll do an explainer video on it later, because I think, if I could have gotten an allocation, I'd be all over this one. But yeah, so moving on to, what time is it? Okay, I want to move on to the other one, because I do want to have time to go through all of the projects that we're talking about. So we had some really cool news from Star Atlas today, actually. So let's pull up Star Atlas. Yeah, really cool news about Star Atlas coming through here. And it was that it's listed on OKCoin, which is pretty cool. It's the first U.S. license exchange, so it's nice. I mean, you could still get it on Radium, or if you have a VPN, you can get it on Serum, but Radium is probably the best Solana exchange to grab it on if you're in the US. But this is really cool. And as part of it, you can, where is it at? They're having this. They're going to be giving away 10,000 spaceships. So these are the PureSex4 kind of space bike, I guess is a little bit more of a accurate name for it. But yeah, they're giving away 10,000 of these, which is really cool. So all you have to do is share your Solana address, buy $60 worth of Atlas, and do identity verification. So that's really cool. We gave away, let's see, did we give away Pierce 4s last time? I think actually I didn't give away Pierce 4s. I think what we did was we gave away, let me pull it up, the marketplace. It was the other really cheap one, the Opal Jet. Yeah. So anyway, we can open up the marketplace here and see it. And ships. Yeah, so other than that, there's not a whole lot going on with Star Atlas. They said that there's going to be some bigger things coming up with it. We're kind of just waiting for that mini game to be ready. So I mean, we'll just kind of have to wait and see how that goes. Should be going out next month in October, hopefully. So we'll see. Let's see. Let's continue on. Yeah, Star Atlas. Super stoked on Star Atlas, guys. The next project I wanted to cover, moving on to, is Cryo Wars. So let me pull this up. Now, I've seen a lot of other YouTubers talk about this, so it's not exactly a a new project. I'm not the first one to talk about it. I've seen a lot of people talk about it, but this one's really cool because this was actually a game that was developed initially just to be a really cool game, and then later on they're kind of pivoting it to become a blockchain game, which is really cool. So they're working with Solana on this one. It's going to be kind of a mix between traditional gaming experience, and then they're adding the DAO voting and NFT and DeFi, all the things that you kind of would expect to see in a play to earn game, kind of crypto game. So I want to play the trailer for this. They have some gameplay footage. Maybe it was towards the top. I thought I had it on here. Let's see. I think it's in about. Oh, maybe not. That's okay. I'm gonna open up in YouTube. We're gonna see. Hopefully that nothing weird shows up on YouTube, and open up Cryo War. Yeah. So they had some really cool. Zoom in on this stuff. Here we go. Awesome. Here we go.
The play-to-earn revolution has taken over the cryptocurrency world, but it feels as though many blockchain games are all earn and no play, failing to capture the hearts of their players the way many traditional games do. That's why Cryo War is here to fill the gap with high-paced, immersive gaming in the palm of your hand. Infused with the innate speed of Solana, Cryo War's medieval metaverse is set to take blockchain and mobile gaming by storm. The Cryo War economy. Fueled by the powerful C-War token, our lucrative gaming economy offers a diverse range of earning potential, including staking, NFT land and item sales, fees from our hyper-advanced NFT marketplace, and profits from NFT Wars tournaments. But that's not all. We will also do regular token buybacks and burns with all profits, adding deflationary attributes to further fuel the play-to-earn mechanics. Powerful tournaments. Beyond play to earn, our tournaments are primed to ignite the competitive spirit of blockchain gamers with a captivating PvP, P2E experience, nurturing the longevity of Cryo War through a commitment to competitive gaming environments. Putting your skills to the test means earning unimaginably rare NFTs. With Cryo War, you are rewarded for your skills. That's Cryo War. Prepare yourself for the next generation of blockchain gaming. High skill, high pace, high reward. Go to cryowar.com to learn more. Your glory awaits.
Yeah, so that looks really awesome to me. I was just checking while you guys were watching that because the sound in the video is glitching in my headphones, but checked it on there, so it looks like it was still working. Let me know if it was having issues when you guys are listening to it. I know my camera's glitching. I'm not really sure why. It was doing it earlier. I'll have to do some checks on that later. But yeah, so Cryo War, I'm going to do, you guys can let me know if you're interested in this one. I would like to do, I think, an explainer on this one, because I like that they have an actual game that they're building, a game that they're building, and then they're adding the blockchain stuff to it. Let's see. And then I want to go on to the next one. Yeah, if I'm having issues more with the camera glitching, I may cut the stream a little bit short and then maybe postpone it and do another one tomorrow. You guys can let me know if you think I should do that. Let's go on to the next one, because the next one I wanted to talk about is one that a community member brought up to me, and this is Vulcan Forge. And this is cool because this is a project that the community member brought up in my Discord chat. He actually initially mentioned it in our YouTube video previously, and he commented on it, and I asked him to pitch it in our Discord, and then if the community likes it, then I would do a video on it. So that's really cool. So that's what happened, and so I'm going to be doing a video on it, but since I haven't gotten around to it, I wanted to mention it here. Vulcan Forge is cool because it's already listed. Let me open it up in CoinGecko. It's already listed on here. And if we do Vulcan, yeah, and yeah, it's down a little bit today, so it's actually might be not a bad purchase if you go to like look at it 3 months. So we see it went all the way up to $8. It's kind of retraced back down to 5. So yeah, that might be a good one to look at. Yeah, they got some really cool stuff they're doing. It's basically a gaming platform. They're going to be making their own games and have other games launch on it. And they already have a few of them already available. So that's a really cool one to look at. I'm going to save that out. I'm not going to log into there. Yeah. So Vulcan Forge, cool stuff that they're working on. That's an awesome one. I know you guys are asking about the giveaways. Yeah, we'll get to them. Don't you worry. And then I'm going to keep going. And let's see, go over to Cryo Wars. I think I actually mentioned most of them, so that's cool. Yeah. I wish my camera wasn't glitching. I'm going to have to figure out what the deal is with that. Yeah, let's take a moment. I want to talk to the chat. How many people? We got 8 people watching here. My camera's glitching. Can you guys hear me out okay? I want to make sure that the sound is still working. I know that the camera's not, but that's all right. Let's see. Cool. Yeah, sounds good. Camera's not. Yeah, that's okay. It is what it is. Awesome. Yeah. So let's do a giveaway. I wanted to actually, let's go back into network because I want to do a giveaway with those guys. Oh, and actually there was something, I never even covered network yet, did I? Let's open up network. So the network, you guys you probably have seen my video on it. Let's switch over to it. Network is a project that I'm super stoked on. They're one of the best metaverse projects that I've seen, and they're really far along in what they're doing compared to other ones. So I have some NFTs that I want to show you guys that they're coming out with that are really exciting soon. And then, yeah. So, yeah, here we go. Here are their NFTs. And we've got a motorcycle. When I first saw this, I actually thought it was going to be like, I don't know, Tesla was going to start making motorcycles because that's kind of what it reminds me of, only cooler. So we've got this awesome looking motorcycle and a car, and it gets better as we go down. Then we have a truck coming out for it and a jet. You know, a lot of people, I think I saw people mention in the chat that they were saying that the metaverse for network is going to be too small, but I think people don't realize that it's actually going to expand over time and be over multiple planets. So it's going to get a lot bigger over time. Let's continue on. And then look at the yacht. So a mega yacht. So what I want you guys to do, we're going to do a giveaway here, and it's going to be with one of these. So we're going to be giving away a standard one. These aren't out yet. So with the winner, I'll have you message me, and then when they are released, I can give it to you. So we're going to do a little trivia here related to network, and it's going to be, you guys all ready for it? You guys ready? Let's see. Yeah, those are pretty wicked looking. Let me zoom out a little bit. Yeah, super rad. Okay, so we've got all these different ones. It's going to be a standard one. I'm not sure which one it's going to be, so don't get your hopes up that you're going to be getting a free yacht. But yeah, so anyway, to the giveaway, here's the question. What are all of the launch pads that Network had LAN sales in? Go ahead. So every launch pad that held a Network LAN sale. Let's see who knows all of them. Ferrum was one of them. They've launched on many different NFT launch pads. Actually, I think they had one that was like today. Bondly, Trustpad, Pools, Ferrum, Tremens. You got some of them. There's more than that. Bondly. Yep, we got those. There was another one that it launched on that it was a project that I actually mentioned earlier in this stream. So, yep, Chain Guardians. It was Chain Boost, but I'll give it to you for Chain Guardians. Who else has them? We got Bondly, Trustpad, Pools, Ferrum, Chain Boost. There's at least one more. Did they launch on Polka Starter? I don't think so. Let me double check. Make sure that I've got my facts straight here. There's one more that I believe they launched on today. One more. Chain Boost. Oh, yeah. Chain Boost, Polka Starter, Moon Edge. Need someone to that's all right. I know it's difficult. Need someone to mention all of them all in one message. All in one message. It's been going on for quite a while. We got Radium. I don't think they launched on Radium. Radium is the Solana one. I don't think that they launched on Radium. But there is one more. I mean, here, maybe I'm going to pull this over into another one. They've been listing them. I've never even heard of Moonedge. Oh, it's Polygon's first launch pad. There's one more. Zero X Bull. Did they launch on Zero X Bull? Or is it OX Bull? Come on, guys. There's one more. There's one more that they're launching on today. Let me pull it up. And there we go. Let's. Anybody? Oh, there we go. Spores. Okay, but We need somebody to do it. Oh, let's see. Poly launcher. I hadn't heard of poly launcher. Yes, you're just like naming every single launch pad. Let's see. TronPad. Did they launch on TronPad, guys? I would be pretty surprised. Kind of surprised TronPad's still a thing, to be honest. Yep, okay, there we go. Spores Network, so it was Spores. Yeah, no TronPad. Spores, no flight, TrustPad, pools, Ferris, chain. Can you guys not hear me? Oh, it looks like it's working. You said no sound. It should be working. Let's see. So who named all of them first? Let's see. So I know it has been going very quickly, but we got. I think what I'll have to do is go and double check all of this after the stream just to make sure they get whoever named all of them first. So if you named some in different messages, that whoever named all of them first will be the one that gets it. So yeah. Like I said, I'm not sure which one it's going to be. They're all pretty rad, especially that yacht and the jet. The jet, like, I can't imagine. I don't know. With how big the network land is right now, that jet looks like it could go across the entire planet pretty quickly. So I guess we'll have to see. So yeah, let me see if there's any other projects that I planned on mentioning that I had not yet. So we talked about Chain Guardians, Chain Boost. Those are awesome. Yeah, Chain Boost has just been killing it, guys. Yeah, CryptoGate, sweet. Yeah. Oh, there's one more that I wanted to talk about. So this is a project. Let me pull it up. That it's a new gaming launchpad. And I wanted to talk about this because, yeah, let me pull it up over here. Yeah, I want to talk about GameStation because it is, oh, we got too many things going on here. There we go. Because GameStation, when we're talking about getting into these different projects, it's really hard to get into. Oh yeah, CryptoBlade. That's the other one I was going to talk about. Yeah, so I'll talk about that. It's really difficult to get into these kind of gaming launchpad projects, especially after one of them. Let's see. Especially after the launchpads start doing really well. Like if you wanted to get into, any kind of launchpad, it's pretty quick that it usually becomes too expensive for people to get in, and then it'll end up being to where you have to have a ton of money to get a tiny allocation. So if you can find really good launch pads while they're still small, I think it's a really good play. So I'm going to be watching this. I'll probably wait until after they launch and then maybe wait till after they launch, and then after the price kind of comes down, after that initial pump that happens, then I'll look into it. In fact, with any of these projects, some of these have already, launched, some of them haven't yet. Always be super, super careful not to FOMO into a project that's, really new. I'm going to get full screen so we can get real talk about this. Get a little zoom in here. Yeah, so don't ever FOMO into these. I know after I did my video on Star Atlas, I had a lot of people that were saying, that it's a lot of people saying a lot of stuff that was ridiculous, that kind of didn't really do their own research on it. But I also had people that were FOMOing into it. And with any project, especially something that is really hyped up, you should definitely never FOMO into it. Always got to do your own research. Don't follow me or any other YouTuber. Don't FOMO into things. Usually when a project launches, there's a really big pump and then things taper off for a while. And then if it's a good project, it'll start going back up again as they start coming out with their project after their product. Yeah. Anyway, let's go back. I want to talk a little bit more about GameStation, because this is cool, because it's not just like other gaming launch pads. They've got, let me pull it up. Where do they have? Yeah, already on Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain. They're going to be on Polkadot, Solana, Polygon. Awesome to see cross-chain stuff. That's always really good to see. Their roadmap, let's see, this is towards the end of Q3 right now, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, actually, we've got 2 more days in Q3. Then we're moving to Q4. So yeah, they're going to be launching really soon with their stuff. I did look into the team on this. I believe they're working with, maybe was it Ferrum Network? Yeah, there we go. Ferrum Network and FOMOcraft are both in Montreal. So this is really awesome to see. And I think the guy from Montreal, that's weird that those two aren't popping up. But yeah, really good strategic partners on this, which is awesome because also that'll help to feed projects into their launchpad. So as always, with any launchpad, you've really got to be careful and make sure they're not launching garbage projects, because that you can hit launchpads pretty hard, especially on the early days. So always really high risk when it first launches, but it could be after the initial pump and then it comes back down. Could be a pretty good buy. So do with that what you will. And then yes, I do want to go through and mention Crypto Blades, because I was talking about that. And I think there was another one too. So I thought I had Crypto Blades already open. Maybe we'll just search for it. And again, this is not a project that I'm the first one to talk about. I think they recently partnered with, was it BitBoy Crypto? I think they've had some pretty huge partners. I saw they had a video also on Altcoin Daily already. So they've had a lot of big stuff going on. But I thought this was really interesting. And I heard about Crypto Blades, and I went and actually played their game, which it's cool because they had play to earn already. The game was more of it was kind of akin to like one of those pen and paper games from the 90s is kind of what it reminded me of, because there wasn't a whole lot of actual gameplay. There's some good YouTube videos you can kind of see how it actually worked, but it's basically they built out the what I would consider like the back end of the game to make sure that the core game mechanics were working and the play to earn stuff was working, and they actually kind of exploded in price. Let's open up CoinGecko for their skill token. So yeah, it's back up again. It was at 13 yesterday. So if we go back to like 180 days, so you can see there was this massive pump in July. So this is when their play to earn mechanics and people really started figuring out that you could make quite a bit of money, especially as it went up again. As it's come back down, it's kind of hard to make money playing it now. And I know that they then launched raids, which didn't do as well as they'd hoped. But CryptoBlades Kingdom is really cool because now they're taking all of the stuff that was already working in CryptoBlades, and they're adding in basically a metaverse for it. So you'll have your own, you'll have your own kingdom, which kind of starts from a small village, and then you'll build it up. And they're going to have, I think they had a picture of it. I'm pretty sure I also had this stuff already opened in another browser and exited out of it. So yeah, so there's the world. They had a map of it specifically what I was looking at, but maybe I'll just have to look at it later when I do my explainer video on it. But this is, yeah, I like this idea. I like that, one, the game developers really know what they're doing. So if we go to the team in the About section, I think that their team is, maybe it's on their main CryptoBlades website. I think that maybe they're moving stuff over to CryptoBlades Kingdom website from CryptoBlades, but yeah, so it's basically taking a game that's already been working, already been successful, already has play to earn mechanics that were working, and then they're going to be adding in to where you'll have guilds and you'll have land, and there'll be, guild versus guild battles, and there's going to be PvP and PvE and quests, and I mean, just all kinds of stuff. This is actually, as they start building this out, I'll be much more interested in this, because I did play the game and did a couple, battles and stuff, and it was pretty cool. But it'd be interesting to see as they build up to more things and kind of how this whole thing plays out. But again, I think that their last one did like a 200x. So from maybe down here, 70 cents to $1.40. So 200x, which is just, or $140. So yeah, whenever you see this, be very careful and don't FOMO into it, because, usually what'll happen is the people who purchased back here in beginning of July are going to be selling here. And even here, it's at $30. So they would still be over a 30x. So be really careful, because this is a very common chart pattern that we see a lot in crypto. And we'll probably see the same thing with CryptoBlades Kingdom with their King token. The King token is deflationary, and it's their governance token, I believe. So over the long term, that one will probably be more valuable. And I know that you'll be able to exchange your skill token for the king token, which is, you know, awesome to see. So yeah, this one, yeah, this is really cool. I'm excited about Crypto Blades. And once I get back into finishing this DeFi course I've been working on, I will be going back into doing, yeah, there you go. Buy high, sell low. Perfect, Kenny. That's the way to do it. That's actually the way that most people do it. That, you know, it starts going up and people think, oh, it's going to keep going up. It's going to keep going up. And then they buy it right here. And then it keeps going up and they're like, oh, I'm a genius. And then, you know, it crashes down. They're like, oh, it's going to keep going down. So they sell it. Yeah. So that's why I DCA. I buy little bits. And then if it starts going up really high, I start selling little bits, and the higher it goes. It's kind of what my strategy for the market as a whole. Earlier on in the bull market, I'm trying to buy as much as I can, add to my positions. And now that we're getting further into the bull market, the higher price things go, I'll start selling maybe, you know, 10% per month or week, depending on the token. And then as prices go higher, I'll start selling more and more and more. And then the bull market's going to peak. And then as it starts coming down again, I just keep selling. And then as it goes lower and lower, I sell less and less. So can't really time the top, but the higher price things get, the more I sell. And then when things start going down again, I will buy. So that's kind of my strategy. I think, oh, that was the last, oh, Cryo War, right? Did I mention, I don't think I mentioned Cryo War. So Cryo War is, if I pulled it up, let's see, minimize. And there we are. Oh, I did talk about Cryo War. Cool. Glad. Yeah. This one, there's also some really cool gameplay about this one as well, which is awesome. Maybe I played it. I don't know. It's been kind of a weird stream with all of these glitches and technical stuff I'm working at. But anyway, so there's one other thing I wanted to do for the giveaway. Yeah, so two things. We're going to be giving away. Let's go back into, before we wrap up this stream, I'm going to pull up the first project that I showed you guys. If we look at this one, yeah, Blockchain Monster Hunt. This is cool. It's like Pokemon, but way better because it's on the blockchain. And I actually like that they have these, all of the different monsters that all kind of have the same consistent shape. It gives it a cool consistency across them. So yeah, so I have got, you know, if you guys send in your, you know, interest for this is really cool. But yeah, I was talking with Ben, and he said that we're going to give out a whitelisting for this project. So you have to pass KYC. Let me pull up the list of countries that, you know, it's not going to work with. Naturally, if you're in the US, it's not going to work. So if you can pass KYC for this, we'll have a $360 allocation. So if you guys, yeah, we can't get in if we're in the US. So everyone in the chat, I don't think we have that many people here. Yeah, there's only, what, 9 or 10 people, which is totally fine. 11 people watching. If you can pass KYC, would anybody here be interested in an allocation for this? So raise your hands if you are. So you cannot if you were in already done passing KYC. Nice, nice. That's awesome, guys. So yeah, if you're in Singapore, China, South Korea, Japan, Canada, United States, Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands, the US Virgin Islands, Iran, North Korea, Syria, or the Syrian Arab Republic, Ukraine, and Cuba, which those last ones are just, you know, I know I'm in the US too. I can't get in. Although I do want to point out on Chain Boost, you can't get into IDOs, but you can get into INOs, initial NFT offerings. So for instance, they had their network sale here. This was open to US citizens. So there's no, yeah, you don't need to worry about that with NFT sales. So keep an eye on that with Chain Boost. And then I don't know if you already have the you know, the Chain Guardians tokens to be able to participate in this, but they actually go by the boost score, which if you haven't watched the interview I did with Ben from Chain Guardians, make sure to watch that because we talked about some of the different ways you can build up your boost score. And one of the really cool ways of doing that is by playing the Chain Guardians game. So isn't it funny how when people are watching you type, you can't type anymore? It's like I can type so fast unless somebody's watching me do it. Yeah, so by playing the game, and doing NFT mining and all that stuff, you'll build up your boost score, and then you'll be able to get into that stuff. So yeah, that's really, really cool. Let's see. I'm going to jump into the chat for a bit. So let's see. Anybody have any questions for me on any of these projects or anything like that? Let's see. Krupp says, so tired of these old farts in the authoritarian rule. They want to have overs. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's pretty rough. So I'm actually going to open up back to the full screen. Yeah. I've been thinking about moving to another country, but I don't know. My wife and I, my wife's Russian, and once she gets her U.S. citizenship, we're going to be talking about moving. So we're thinking about, I don't know, maybe Sweden or something like that. I love to be Martin, wrangling small kids. Yep, that's awesome. Mad Star Atlas Maxi. That's cool, Aaron. Good luck with your kids. Yeah, let's see. No fun league. That's funny. That's funny, Darren. The swap between skill and king. As I understand it, it's going to be kind of a dynamic swap between skill and king, and I think they're making it so whatever the market, and don't quote me on this because I need to double check it, but as I understand it, whatever the current market exchange rate is between the two, they're going to give you a little bit better price than that. So really, it depends on that as to what it actually ends up being. But as I understand it, I think they want to incentivize people to switch over to king, but they, the original Crypto Blades game, as I understand it, is just going to always be there. And then kind of king is kind of just a major upgrade to it. So yeah. And I'll talk about that when I do a dedicated video on that for sure. Aaron, you're in New Zealand. How is it in New Zealand? I don't see New Zealand kept out of stuff, but I have heard that they are pretty brutal with the lockdowns and stuff. I think pretty much any island country is pretty brutal with the lockdowns. Yeah. Sweden would be awesome. So yeah, I really want to go to Sweden. The only place in Europe I've been is Russia when I went to visit my wife's family. So we went to her hometown and we went to Moscow and went to St. Petersburg, and that was awesome. I love St. Petersburg. It's a super cool city. But yeah, I mean, judging from what we've seen the US do with the regulations, I don't know, I'm having a hard time believing it's going to get better. Tremens, you've been to St. Petersburg? That's really cool. Yeah, it's really wild because you go to the really old buildings and you'll see all along, is that really Europe? You'll see bullet holes all along the western sides of buildings from when they were, under attack and basically completely under siege during World War II. So it was really wild to see. But they also have the, just awesome architecture, really amazing, amazing history and culture and museum. Anyway, St. Petersburg's really cool. And that's part of the reason we were thinking about going to Sweden, is because then we'd be able to easily go to Russia and go visit other countries. But gotta get that citizenship first. U.S. passport's a lot better for traveling than a Russian passport. A lot fewer visas you need. Anybody, any other questions or anything in the chat? Okay, I do want to go through. Oh yeah, I totally. Yeah, things won't get better. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. So the thing, okay, a little side tangent here. The thing about the U.S. and crypto is, while we kind of want to be the leaders, at the same time, the primary export for the U.S. is the dollar. So I think they're going to cling on to that and try and hold that power that comes with being the world reserve currency as long as they can, which really sucks because from what it looks like they're going to do, it's just going to seem that, we're just going to fall behind everybody else who is adopting it and having more friendly regulations and stuff on it. So yeah, it's pretty irritating. Let's see. Kenny says, will you be doing any crypto series on any upcoming crypto games? Yeah, actually, so I really want to start doing live streams a lot more often if I can get my camera stuff sorted out. I was getting everything prepared for this live stream, and I had all of the, browsers open with the different projects I want to talk about. Everything was perfect and set up. And then my 2 lights I have here and the 2 lights behind me stopped working. I mean, the 2 behind me doesn't matter that much if they stop working, but kind of need lights to shine on me. Otherwise, it's really, really dark. So those failed, and I was fixing that, and I had to restart my computer. And then I got everything opened up again. I got that sorted out. And then my microphone stopped working. And then I had to go through and get my mic work. And then that was doing it. And then my camera started freaking out. So yeah, that's, and it's still doing it. So I kind of ran out of time. That's why I was like a minute or 2 late getting this started, but it's all right. It's what you deal with doing stuff live. Yeah. Yeah. The, Argentina's pretty rough. Yeah. It's like, I remember watching a thing about an Argentinian. He was talking about, people say that they don't want to get into crypto because it's volatile. It's like, yeah, but Bitcoin's volatile this way, and it goes up as it's volatile. A lot of other currencies are volatile going down. I don't know if I should be doing it the other direction since, yeah, anyway. But yeah, that's pretty wild. Yeah, and it's actually even a lot worse in Venezuela. When I went to the Bitcoin Miami conference, one of the taxi drivers I had was Venezuelan, and so that was really wild during a Bitcoin conference and talking to her about Venezuela, because her family, she and her husband came. They had a house that they had to leave behind. Her husband's business, he had to leave everything behind. They basically came to the U.S. with nothing, because if you're leaving a country like that, they won't take you. They won't let you take any valuables. And then they finally, years later, then they were able to get their family to come, but completely starting off from scratch. So yeah, it's really rough, but yeah. Yep, the streaming experience. We got some glitch. Hey, at least it's kind of working. It's almost like I've got these awesome glitch effects that are just, pre-programmed. So anyway, yeah. Let's see what we got. Crypto community. Yeah, the crypto community, we are kind of freedom loving people. And I think, now that at least for me, now that I have most of my, net worth is in crypto, I have so little patience dealing with legacy banking. It is super rough, waiting for them to be closed on the weekends, which it's not like banks can't afford to keep the branches open, on Sundays, or rather close halftime or half the day on Saturday. It's just, I don't know, it's so irritating. And like every time I do a major purchase, even if it's within my limits, like almost every single time they decline it, and I have to call them and let them do it. It's like, this is my money, let me spend it. Anyway, I'll stop ranting about that stuff. All right, Cortez, the whole TreeDeFi, guys, I'll look into it. Okay, everybody, I know lots of people are shilling TreeDeFi in the chat. I have not looked into this. Everybody be super careful about this, because usually it's not a great sign when there's a bunch of people joining in and shilling a project. So if somebody is serious about wanting me to make a video on it, come into our Discord and come into pitch it to our community. And if our community thinks it's good, then I'll talk about it. And if our community doesn't like it, and if it ends up being a scam, then I'm just going to, ban everybody who talks about it. So from what I saw about it, I wasn't hugely impressed, to be honest. So everybody's saying it's a scam. So yeah. Once you start using crypto, I mean, the learning curve for crypto is high. And I talk about this a lot in the DeFi course I'm making, but the learning curve is really high. But once you figure it out, it is such a smoother process than dealing with banks. It's so much, especially if you're trying to do anything globally, Anyway, okay. So yeah, is Russian pretty open to idols? Oh, IDOs, you mean? As far as I'm aware, it's generally kind of, fine. Yeah, another part of the streaming experience. I think it's not too bad if we don't have that many people in here while we're doing it, but if there's, like when I did that Star Atlas stream, if there's a lot of people in it, then we'll probably just need a moderator. And it's weird also because I use OBS for my streaming service, and they just had an update that is kind of more integrating into YouTube, which maybe it'll be cool when it works out, but right now it's kind of a hassle. Yeah, anyway, so a couple things. We still need to do the giveaway for let me open this back up. Still need to do the giveaway for Blockchain Monster Hunt. So I'm not entirely, because my community kind of didn't really give me Let me double check, make sure nobody had any cool ideas about this. Yeah, nobody gave me any ideas about how we should talk about it. But there is something cool I do want to talk about, and something I want to do for the 150 USDC that I promised to give away, which I have not forgotten about. So what I want everybody to do, and we'll do this and then we'll wrap up the stream, is I want everybody, because this is really important to me, and we're going to go back. Oh, actually, I'll just do it here. Go here, and we're going to search for DeFi Now, because this video, oh, look, I'm live. This video I just did 2 days ago. Don't start playing. Yeah. Crypto security guide for beginners. And this crypto, this is really important. And I know it's not that exciting to talk about security, but we were just talking about banking. And if you're going to be doing your own banking stuff, you really need to take your security seriously. So this is like a 15-minute video. We talked about common sense, phishing. Then we go through, talk about email and password security. I spent like, I don't know, at least like 3 or 4 days putting all of this together. Hardware wallets. And we also talk about two-factor authentication. You've got like SMS verification, which you should only use if there's no other options. Authenticator apps, you know, like Google Authenticator, Microsoft Authenticator, LastPass, all those ones. And then hardware devices like this Google Titan. Let me show you. Actually, let's make it full screen so you guys can see. The Google Titan. This is a really cool, come on, there we go. Really cool little hardware key that has NFC built into it, and it's got USB-C. So basically, when I want to log into my Gmail account or any Google account, and you can set up with other accounts, if I want to log in from a new device, I have to have this. So even if somebody gets my password to my primary email address, they won't be able to log in. Yeah, I'll drop the link for you guys. They won't be able to log in without that. So I wonder if I'm actually looking at the chat in OBS and it doesn't give me an option to send a message. So I'll just put it in the description right after this video. But yeah, so talked about all that stuff. No, I just got distracted. Oh yeah, so really, really important to use, you know, this for your primary email address. But a lot of people don't really realize your primary email address is the core of your security. If you let somebody get access to that, that's how you change your passwords for everything else. So you really got to take that seriously, and you've really got to make sure that that is secure. And I also recommend using one email address that is only used for your crypto exchanges. Don't use the same email address for those as you use for other services. And I kind of take it even a step further by having a different, ooh, nice giveaway. Thank you. Hey, thanks, Night Fox. That was my first super chat. I just remembered that I can get super chats. I think that was when I got 10,000 subscribers. So that's really awesome. But yeah, so it's good to have the authenticator. The software ones, like the apps, are good. SMS is not ideal, and I talk about why in that. Oh, my camera's glitching. Let's go to that so that it's not as obnoxious. Yeah, so SMS one is because then you're open to SIM swap attacks. Hardware-based ones are the best because even the Google Authenticator apps and things like that require that you show a QR code which pops up on your screen, and then you scan that for the app. So it's kind of as secure as a hot wallet, you know, as a MetaMask wallet that shows your recovery phrase on screen, because once that is shown on screen, if your device has malware, then there's, you know, always the possibility that an attacker could access it. So things to be, you know, careful about there. Yeah, then the last thing I talked about were VPNs. And this was a really interesting one because I did a bunch of research on VPNs, and I looked at, you know, top VPN websites, top YouTube videos, articles, try to find the best ones. What I came up with are ones that are not usually showing up in different lists. So it was Proton VPN. I usually can type, I promise. Proton VPN is awesome. I connect it with Proton Mail, which is what I use for my sensitive accounts rather than using Gmail, because they do not sell your data. They don't read your data like, you know, they do. And then the other one was Molvad, which the interesting thing about Proton VPN and about Molvad VPN is that I did not see them in a single like top VPN list. And the reason, I think the reason behind that is because neither of them do affiliates. So you cannot, there's no affiliate links with Proton VPN, no affiliate links or paid reviews for Molvad either. That's against their policies, and you can kind of see their policies. They're pretty open with it. So policy on reviews, advertising, and affiliates. So Molvad, not only that, but Molvad is the VPN service that Mozilla uses. So if you go to Mozilla, you know, the makers of Firefox, if you go to, you know, they have their own VPN service, and Mozilla's fantastic. That's what I usually use for pretty much everything. Yeah, they're awesome. But if you go to, you know, they have their own prices and stuff like that. Where's service? So you go here, go to the full list of servers, and where does it take you? It takes you to Molvad VPN. So Firefox trusts Molvad. That's a really good sign for me. Yeah, I like that they just do, it's like a $5 or $5.50 a month, which is €5 per month. It's the same price they've had since 2009. They don't give you a discount for doing more at a time. They're just like, hey, we have good, you know, a good service. This is how much you charge for it. We're not changing your price for anybody. You want it. It's private. It's got all that stuff. So these two are fantastic. The last one I talked about was private internet access. This one I use, I've been using this one for a few years as well. Private internet access is really good, and it, let me exit out. I got too many tabs. I start to get anxiety when I get too many tabs. This one I added to the list because it's also really good, and you can, all three of these are open source. You can pay with crypto. This is the cheapest one. Pay 3 years at a time. It's $2.19 a month. I always pay with crypto. Yeah, so I use Proton VPN because it comes with my Proton Mail service. So anyway, oh, I exited out of the YouTube video. I want to show everybody. So going back to my security video. Oh, great. We're going to see what happens when you go to YouTube without being logged in. Define. No. So in this crypto, yeah. So what I want everybody to do to be eligible for that 150 USDC, I think what I'm going to end up doing is giving 50 USDC to 3 people. And then we'll also do the allocation in the same way. So what I need everybody to do is after you watch this video, and, you know, please implement this stuff in here. It's actually super, super important to take your security really seriously. I want you to leave a comment on this video, and then I want you to come into our Discord. I'm going to make a channel, and what I want you to do is share your best kind of security or privacy story with something either interesting or funny or weird that happened in our Discord, and then we're going to have the community vote on their favorites, the favorite stories. So we'll do, the best one is going to get that allocation if you pass KYC. So if you're among those lists of accepted servers, I don't like get my face out there. So if you're part of the list of accepted countries to be able to get access to the Chain Boost launch of Blockchain Monster Hunt, then yeah, first place gets that. If the first place is not eligible, then you'll get $50, and then we'll give $50 to the other people who do it. So go in here, you have to leave a comment, and then what I'll do is with the winners who do this, in order to make sure that it's legitimate, whoever's leaving the comment is actually the one who's winning, is I'll just ask somebody in a DM to edit your comment and add like a little number at the end so I can verify that your Discord ID you're messaging me from is the same one who left the comment. So it'll make more sense when I actually do it. Yeah, so before we wrap up, let's go over the chat again. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. There we go. Okay. Anything else in the chat? Yeah, so Night Fox, that's what we're doing with the giveaway. Really appreciate the super chat. That's awesome. That's all. It's cool to get my first super chat. So yeah, yeah. Authenticator's a must. A secure wallet is a happy wallet. Very good point, Kenny. Hey Todd. Greetings, Paulo from Argentina. Yeah, I'm glad this is really useful information. I know the stream started off a little bit awkward because I was last minute getting everything together after restarting my computer, but you know, it's live. Oh yeah, Brave Browser. That's another one that I will talk about. Yeah, so Brave Browser. So I'm doing a DeFi course, and we are going to have a security one, but I'm also going to have another lesson in the course that's on privacy. So we have a lesson on security, and we'll have a lesson on privacy, and I will talk about Brave Browser. And I use Brave Browser as well. Firefox is fantastic as well, but Brave Browser, it's so good that it breaks websites from being so good because it just blocks, you know, stuff from working. You know, it'll block cookies that are essential for a website to work or something. So sometimes I use Brave, and it's really cool because it's connected to the BAT token and you can earn from it. So Brave Browser I also am a big fan of. Anyway, so insurance is going to be huge for crypto games. Yeah, so insurance is another one that I'm going to talk about in the DeFi course. I think actually that'll be in the second DeFi course because that goes a little bit further down. The problem with insurance is, you know, there's like, what, 80, 90 billion dollars locked in DeFi, and it's like 2% of it is insured. So what that tells me is the insurance protocols we have just aren't that great. I mean, Nexus Mutual is the biggest one, but it requires KYC. So it's kind of DeFi, but it's also, you know, it's, yeah. Hey, hey, Miho, thanks again for the super chat. That's awesome. Is it Miho? Or, yeah, I'm sure I would expect it's pronounced Miho. I hope I'm not mispronouncing that, but hey, Ireland, that's awesome. When I grew up, I thought it was part Irish, and then I was like my whole life told that we were part Irish. Then we did a DNA test, and we're Scandinavian. So it feels great to be lied to my whole life. Spider VPN router. Okay, I've never used that one, so that's cool. Boring protocol. I don't know what boring protocol is, Miho. Star Atlas, you losing NFTs in space. High risk, high rewards. Yeah, there it is definitely high risk, high reward. Star Atlas is I'm still really bullish on it. I mean, it's just like the initial hype has kind of died off from their launch. So now they just need to build and release it. So that's kind of what it comes down to. OpenVPN, OIA servers, good choice. Yeah, I know a lot of different VPNs use OpenVPN as well. Yeah, cool. Oh, free. Yeah, be very careful about free VPNs. A lot of free VPNs they'll sell you data. So that's it. I do want to point out Proton VPN. Proton VPN does have a free VPN setting, and they still do not sell your data. So that's really cool. Basically, the people who are paying for the paid plans are also paying for the free ones. So yeah, but it won't be as fast. So I talk about it in that security video. I talk about how much faster Proton VPN is. So I have a gigabit connection, and you know, it's like over 900 megabits per second upload and download. And then even with Proton VPN, it's still like 300 to 400 upload and downloads. It's still really, really good. I mean, that's plenty. Anyway, we are going to wrap up this stream before it hits to 1 hour mark. Thank you everyone for joining. Make sure to watch this security guide. I mean, you can just search for Crypto Security Guide for Beginners. It's a really recent one that I did, so very easy from this channel, from this video to watch it. Do that. Follow the things that are going to be listed in here. Leave a comment with something you learned or something valuable or whatever. Talk about something I said that was wrong or stupid, and just leave a comment down below. And then yeah, come tell us your interesting stories in the Discord. I'm gonna make the channel right now so we can start getting some interesting privacy and security stories in here. It's gonna be fun. Anyway, thanks everyone, and we will see you later.